What's going on, guys? It's Cliffy here, and welcome to our brand new season of my Crusaders career mode. Today we're taking on the Sharks in our first preseason friendly, and we haven't really made too many personnel changes. The one major one that I am going to talk about here today is Wyatt Crockett, who has left the club. Had other offers from other clubs, a lot of other offers, and basically, I don't know what it was, but we offered him a hell of a lot of money, offered him basically everything, and still wasn't enough, still turned us down, so we did have to go and look elsewhere. So I believe I have signed a young, oh, dag. I've signed a young, I think another prop, obviously, to go and take his place, but I'm not 100% sure on his name. And I have signed another young player who I believe plays sevens for New Zealand. It's one of the Iani brothers. I think he plays for Auckland in Super Rugby, if not definitely in the Mitre 10 Cup, which for us in New Zealand is actually starting very soon. It is starting, I think, it must be only a couple of weeks or maybe a month's time until we do see the ITM Cup, which has now been renamed the Mitre 10 Cup here in New Zealand, which is very good. Like, I really enjoy watching those games. Always action-packed. There's always a lot of tries because, the teams do like to go and run the ball rather than just going and, taking the... well, I guess taking the penalty option, which, we have come, I wouldn't say accustomed to with Super Rugby, because Super Rugby this year, there still was a lot of high-scoring games. That's been shown not only just in the round robin game, but in the semi-finals as well. A lot of them very, very high scoring. So it isn't completely out of it. Oh my God, Robbie Fruin, what are you doing? I mean, it's not a bad pass, but where was the support runners? I honestly do not know. So really looking forward to that. Basically, now we do have to talk about, we are in Super Rugby, we are going to talk about the Super Rugby semi-finals that did take place over the weekend. And now the first one was played, I believe, on Saturday night between the Hurricanes and the Chiefs. Hurricanes obviously finishing top of the table. Now, I do apologise, last week I did get this wrong. I said that the Hurricanes were taking on the Highlanders in a replay of last year's final, but that was actually incorrect, so I do apologise about that. But they took on the Chiefs. This was always going to be a close game. Everyone in the New Zealand conferences, everyone in the New Zealand team say that basically, one of those New Zealand rival conference games, it has a similar intensity to Test Rugby, which does show you, I guess, the strength of the All Blacks and the strength of New Zealand rugby, that, you're having I wouldn't say a provincial game, because it is still obviously franchise-based, but you're having a franchise-based game which is the same intensity as a test match. You wouldn't go many other places in many other sports that would have, I guess, that same intensity. And Israel Dag is going to dot in here, actually kind of closer to the post than I did expect. So we will definitely go and take that. He opens his account for the 2016 campaign. And the Crusaders get off the mark here over in South Africa too. Preseason game over in South Africa. So we'll definitely be looking to go and notch up a win there. But Hurricanes Chiefs, very close game, obviously very high intensity game is what I did, what I was just talking about. 25-9. So the Hurricanes, really it is their defence, and I think a lot of people have been saying that this season they have done so well and they have finished on top of the table because their defence has been so good. And obviously the Chiefs, I believe, went to South Africa last week, scored 60 points over there. So they're not by any stretch of the imagination a weak offensive team. They're a very strong team to score 60 points. I think they played the Stormers last week, who they haven't played all season. But again, I think the Stormers finished, they must have finished up, in the top four to guarantee will get themselves that home quarterfinal. So, obviously, still a very strong team. Obviously playing in what a few people would say a slightly weaker conference. But yeah, must have finished, well, no, they would have finished, technically not fourth, but they would have finished as one of the group winners in South Africa. So that is why they would have got the home quarterfinal. But yeah, obviously scoring 60 points against them and then being held tryless against the Hurricanes this week, only managing the 3 penalties. You definitely can't take away from the Hurricanes out there. And a lot of people are saying that, majority of the All Blacks side, which I actually believe was named yesterday, will be made up, of a high percentage of Hurricanes. I haven't actually looked into that squad yet, but I'm guessing it probably won't be too different to the team that took on Wales, earlier this year. So, that's what we're looking for with that cutout. Get there, Romano! Oh! Unlucky, boys. Oh, and the kick as well. But yeah, I can't imagine there being too many changes. The only one potentially that I can think of is maybe someone like Nehi Milner-Skudder coming back from injury possibly, or, you know, someone maybe the likes of Charlie Ngatai possibly coming back. And well, I guess taking someone's spot in the midfield, because I think he's he is a long-term solution, I believe, for the All Blacks. I think he's one of those players, you know, a centre who I'd compare, I guess, maybe to someone like Conrad Smith, shall we say. A guy who just does the basics well, very solid in defence. Probably more of a second 5'8", I would say, than a 13. But it will be interesting to see how he goes in that position there. So those are the only ones. But again, if they come in, who do you take out? Because that side that played Wales, I think for, you know, like a mid-season test side, there always is. I don't want to say. I'm trying to think of the word. There always is, you know, a little bit of rust when these players come together. Obviously, they've been playing all season with their selected franchises, and you know the gel might possibly not be there. Whereas if you go and put them in a situation now, they can go on to a training camp for a while before the Investec. I think it's just called the Rugby Championship starts, and that is going to go and obviously solidify those combinations that, you know, is going to make it look like they are a more well-oiled machine, I should say, because obviously they did still have a very good series against a Welsh side that shouldn't be taken for granted. You know, still a very, very strong rugby side, and can definitely go and pull up a few surprises. I mean, we've seen them grow in leaps and bounds in recent years. And this is a little bit risky, actually, running it out from our own 5-metre line. So I'm going to try and actually get to just someone and just relieve a little bit of pressure. Slade gets the kick away. It's not the greatest kick in the world, straight down to one of those men. But I was going to say, if we could try and show them the touchline a little bit, then we will go and get that there. So it will be very interesting to see when that squad is named for that Rugby Championship. It's very interesting to see how the All Blacks go when it comes to that championship as well, because obviously quite dominant when it came to franchise rugby. A bomb, I haven't seen that. Oh, we've taken the Mark II. I didn't mean to quite do that either, but we will definitely go and take that. But yeah, very dominant when it's come to obviously Super Rugby and the franchise thing. I mean, 3 teams out of 4 in the semi-finals from New Zealand. You can't really ask for too much more than that. I could have asked for a little bit more from you there, Joe Moody. I could have asked if you just tilted your head to the side a little bit, and possibly we could have gone and not conceded the line out, but things happen. We have actually won the line out against the head, so we can't complain too much on that account. But we will go just play a little bit of territory, because we do have, you know, we've got a lead at the moment, and we have been playing a lot of rugby down their end of the park. So we're looking to try and negate that and get a little bit of ball back, especially in a better position. But that's enough about the All Blacks. Second semi-final was played between the Highlanders, the third New Zealand team in the semis, and the Lions over there in South Africa. And it was a mountain just a little bit too big to climb for the defending champs, losing 42-30. But again, a very high-scoring game. I think there was 5 tries to 4 in that one. I think at the end of the day, it was just the goal kicking from the Lions that did go and see them get up over the line. So, you know, 72 points as an aggregate between the two teams in a game. You can't ask for really too much more than that. 9 tries as well, so definitely going and throwing the ball around. And because of that, it does mean we are definitely going to see a new Super Rugby champion this year. Neither the Hurricanes or the Sharks, neither the Hurricanes or the Lions have ever gone and won the Super Rugby Championship before. And it is very strange, because the Lions, for me, a couple of seasons ago, were one of those teams that, you know, they were easy beats. So obviously they've gone and changed it around a little bit, and are starting to get somewhere or get something, possibly new coaching staff, possibly new players. I'm not 100% sure. I don't follow South African rugby a huge amount, so I don't really have the inside goss, I guess you would say. But I would like to see the Hurricanes win, obviously being New Zealander. I think you have to go and support them. And I think that they've kind of been one of those teams that they've been to finals before and just haven't managed to go and get up there. The one I do remember the most was a final that was actually here in Christchurch. It would have been a wee while ago now, but it was the fog game. And basically, absolutely terrible viewing conditions to watch the game in. You basically, if you weren't inside the stadium, you could not see the game. However, the people in the stadium, the players in the stadium said it wasn't actually that bad. You could actually still see, and that should technically come back for the scrum because we haven't had an advantage, and that is the case. But they've played in that, and obviously last season as well, they were the team finished top of the table. A lot of people saying that it was going to be their year, and it was not the case. So we will obviously have to wait and see. I'm guessing that game, not 100% sure of the time, but I'm guessing if it is like most New Zealand games, obviously Saturday night 7:30, I'm guessing that's probably going to be the best coverage time as well for, well, probably not the best coverage time for people over in South Africa, but, you know, definitely friendly for them as well, I think. I'm not 100% sure what the time difference is or anything like that there, but it would be nice for us to finish off with another try, but not if we're going to go and do that, Sam Whitelock. You're one of the most experienced players here, mate, and you've just gone and passed it away for the Sharks. Hopefully to do not what they did last time. I believe it was the Sharks that we played in the final last week, and they kept it going, kept the ball going. I think it was until about the 90th minute, so hopefully they don't go and do that here again today. Hopefully we can either force a turnover or force an error, and we can go and just get this over with, because who wants to play 10 minutes of at a time, especially in a preseason friendly? I think that was Joe Moody on the wing. He has gone and done enough to hit him into touch. We'll take that win 7-0. It's not the most convincing performance, but again, the Crusaders carrying on their winning ways, carrying on with a great start to the preseason. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap things up here. Do hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please remember to leave a like. If you are new, please do subscribe. Make sure you check out my Facebook and Twitter. Links that can be found down below in the description. Hope you guys had a good start to your week. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. I've got more Don Bradman coming your guys' way with my betting career. Make sure you do not miss that.